Welcome to, it is. Hey, welcome to another installment of Roll for Rivalry. My name is AJ, your friendly neighborhood DM, and this is the Hangover. This is the breakdown episode of our episode 24. That's that's probably like 100 hours of campaigning.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Especially with the session zeros.
Huh?
Especially with like our session zeros for 2.1.
So yeah, the Hangover is a breakdown of our latest episode. We kind of talk about what we liked, what we didn't like. It does get a little metagamey. We kind of talk above game about certain things and hopefully learn something. And hopefully we can teach you something too, or you can learn from our mistakes or whatever it is. So we will start off, let's start off with Dan down there like we did at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, Dan.
Hi.
Yep. It's not just Marxist, guys. It's just Dan.
Marxist is literally just Dan.
Yeah.
Dan also.
None of us are that great
machinery.
Just we can play ourselves.
Dan also enjoys large machinery and thinks he can fix things, but usually just breaks them further.
That's true.
Great episode. Great episode. Love the new intro, new to us intro.
New to me.
And a kind of awesome to start off with a like cartoony depression cloud over Marcus. Especially considering he's a cat humanoid, and he actually, if he's near or on or in deep water, then he loses or gains 2 points of exhaustion. So it was just like he's just miserable. He hates it, but there's nothing he can really do about it except for wait for it to expire, kind of type of thing. And
that was a random thing too. It was a random roll.
Pretty incredible to just have the randomness be depression, essentially. Big fan.
That does check out a little bit though, coming down from your drug high.
Yeah.
Like some.
There's no more. There's no more dopamine in there. You need to get those rookie numbers. You need to bump those up, and when you're low on those, then you whatever takes. I don't know how it works. But it does. I was at some point thinking like a small lightning bolt would like come down if I said the wrong thing or something.
Like it was sentient.
A sentient rain cloud.
A sentient individual rain cloud.
Hey man, that's a fun homebrew item right there for sure. Depression cloud. 5e.
It's very escapist of you.
Well, Nan and Marxist are basically.
Yeah.
It's like Orla and Lindsay,
So that was your favorite part of the episode?
No, my favorite part was when Asher and Dr. Urrit had a little conversation, and Dr. Urrit was like, it's the first time you've ever called me Mr. Urrit ever in my life, and it's weird that you don't call me Dr. Urrit, even though we're both doctors. And Asher was like, yeah, you're right. I've just been out of the I've been out of the academia world for a minute. And Dr. Urrit goes, all right, yeah, that checks out.
I rolled, but the minute she said Mr., I'm like, these are colleagues, and they would totally call each other by their first name, or at least doctor. Like, you'd know.
Doctor.
Yeah.
Doctor. The world's most giant doctor.
I'm gonna make that character now. You guys are gonna come across a giant doctor.
Oh no.
I don't know if he's going to be a giant doctor or a doctor for giants.
Ooh.
Now I get JD Turk, like multiple beings stacked in one big coat.
So that's also a reoccurring joke in the community.
Is it right?
Yeah.
In D&D community?
Yeah. There's like a character. There's like in one of the later books this past year, the year before, you could get like 2 kobolds and a trench coat.
That's funny.
That's good. Did not know that.
So yeah.
Sounds like an album name.
Just strictly D&D.
2 kobolds and a trench coat.
Yeah. Be good.
Sounds like a setup to a great joke.
Or the punchline.
Yeah.
Like, what do you call them? Two
Two
kobolds in a trench coat.
Good one, AJ.
Bravo.
Top notch, dude.
Oh, most favorite moment. I don't know. Maybe, maybe the daughter, like, his name William,
Willard.
Willard's daughter,
Samsonite.
being an actual mechanic and not just like a random tangential thought. Turned out to be pretty cool.
Yes.
Like an actual thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, overall, I thought it was a good episode. I think we're getting better at like filling between major plot points. Like, I feel like we would have struggled in the past to do this episode. So we're like, oh, we're in the town. We'll go knock on the door. Then we'll go look in the house. Then we'll knock on the door.
Yeah.
We'll go, it's like, it was a little bit more stiff, I feel like, in the past. Where I feel like this was a lot more fluid. Where we were like, all right, we're going to go down this alley. Go in this weird warehouse. Eat some breakfast. Take a couple horses. See if we can get an upgrade. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
we went far. We
Yeah.
didn't
I feel like you guys would have been like, no, Jerry, I don't want to go into that.
Right. We all would have done insight checks twice.
No, you wouldn't have. You just wouldn't have trusted.
Yeah.
Because you guys getting an insight check is still a rarity.
We would have rolled
Yeah.
26s on those insights and been like,
No.
Still don't believe him.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
fuck this guy.
It's a setup.
Kill him.
I also really like continuing to plug our meat tornado
Yeah.
band.
The shawarma warma.
Yeah. Well, I just like, because like, it's a thing we created for no reason.
Sounds like
right?
it's a working title.
Like, we're just like, oh, we'll make it
Warming
the...
place for shawarma.
That's fair.
What I like is we built in all the mechanics to actually make us rich. We're like, oh, we're going to make this thing, we're going to get 10%. We'll invent our venture capitalist group. We'll harvest 10% of the gold from the shawarma place. We'll seed fund it. And now we're going to use all of our future contracts to be like, yeah, we'll do your bidding, but take your entire platoon to lunch at the shawarma.
Not a discount.
Yeah, no, full price.
Not a
Not a silver.
Gina.
I am really excited to get to this laboratory with the different testing. It's giving me some like American Horror Story vibes.
Okay.
I'm pretty excited.
It's funny because I don't watch American Horror Story because I'm
Me
afraid of watching things like that. Because I'm a big baby.
Yeah. But we saw like the, like the clip art for it. Remember? And it was super weird. It's like an alien like
always been-
making out with like a weird something. I don't know.
And it's
It was
apparently
weird.
on its 10th season or some crazy thing.
Caught that out of sight.
The second season is all about a
Coven?
no,
That was season 8.
an insane
sorry.
asylum, but I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
that's like the correct terminology for it. A hospital for mentally ill
Penitentiary.
folks. I don't know.
I think it was called
Sanatorium?
Asylum, though.
Yeah.
Like the,
Oh, I think sanatorium is also another technical term.
Yeah.
Maybe outdated,
but
but
I'm saying like, I think an asylum was what the title,
yeah.
the subtitle was at least. So
It was American Horror Story Asylum.
Yeah.
Oh, of those.
Did you guys hear? Alice Cooper had funded. So there's a place in Michigan called Eloise that like used to be like an asylum, and they're turning it into like a haunted like attraction. And Alice Cooper is like funding it.
Oh,
Yeah.
the one in Northville?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Lisa's trying to get me to go there.
So that was your favorite part?
Yes,
Sorry.
I love that
I
show.
thought that was a setup to a joke. I kept thinking like,
Oh no, that's real fact.
No.
oh,
Yeah,
Two kobolds in a trench coat.
yeah.
school's out for summer. Said Alice Cooper song.
So,
I don't know.
West Side.
Anyways,
was that your favorite part?
Yeah, I felt like I got like a lot of. I was waiting for him to like call me on my lie at any
What would you
point.
have done?
I don't know. No, I wouldn't have stabbed him.
Oh,
I would have run away and like changed and like hid in the shadows or something.
stole some stuff on the way out.
He was
Yeah.
old. He couldn't. Well, he wasn't even that old. He probably could have got me. I don't know. I don't
I'll
know.
never know.
it didn't fail, so
When you were like, "Yep, I'm gonna dress up like him," I'm like, this just took a loop. Because I feel like when you weren't, if you didn't dress up like him, you would have still been like something you could have done. But then, like, I don't know if you gained more information from. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. We'll never know. That just didn't happen. We'll never know what would have happened. That would have just been interesting.
Yeah.
And now I think it's more interesting this way.
I have a question for Gina and Narnip. Why does now Narnip just steal one item, but only when it's like, all right, fuck you, and I steal something on the way out? That's like a newer thing. I love it.
Same.
It's like a confidence thing. It's just like I tried to be fucking nice. Now I'm gonna steal something nice.
No,
of
I'm gonna
yours.
be petty and knock his base over as I walk out.
That was kind of perfect.
Yeah, I did not realize my water bottle was in here. I knocked it right over.
I don't know. I think that's like she's trying really hard to like be this good person and like keeps on getting derailed, so her old personality's creeping in a little bit, and it's like the pettiness of just like, fine, I'm stealing this from you.
But this.
I don't do it to people who aren't assholes.
True. People that help you out, you're like, no, I don't need to steal anything from you. I already got everything I need.
Yeah.
I like it.
Lance.
I liked meeting, what was her name? Morningfall. As sketchy as it seemed, and like I know that they're like an organized crime group, but like they are doing things for the greater good.
The greater good.
Robin Hood.
It actually it seemed like a Robin Hood kind of like scenario to me.
Merry
But
Men.
Her name was Mary.
I'm interested to see how that ties into the storyline too.
Yeah, that clever.
Merry Men.
No, it's okay. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
And then I liked the town, how creepy it is. There's lots of mystery there. And even in the church, like everything seemed to be rotting and like no one seemed to have been there for a while. So I think that this guy is,
Walking in a creepy town.
Very Raven Lofty.
yes.
It's like the anti.
Been flipping through that book, trying to pick up what I can and make it our own.
It honestly, like, I had the vibe of,
Yeah, because you read Curse of Strahd.
yeah,
I've never read it. I only played it as you, the DM.
not in the D&D realm, in the Half-Life universe. It reminded me of, I think, Ravenholm is the name of it. There's a town about halfway through the Half-Life 2 game, which is, in my opinion, is the second greatest video game of all time.
I never played them. I'm waiting for Half-Life 3 to come out so I can play the trilogy.
Oh, have fun.
Does each one get exponentially longer in between intervals of release? Because they should.
That
It's a
would be
missed
correct,
opportunity.
because it went Half-Life 1, and then Half-Life 2, like 5 years later. Don't quote me on that, but right around there. And then there was Half-Life 2 that came out, and then it was Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Half-Life 2 Episode 2, Half-Life 2 The Lost Coast, which was a like experimental lighting thing for Half-Life in the new engine that they were using at the time. Can't remember what it's called.
All I know is 3 should come out 10 years after 2. And then
Oh, it's
4 should come out.
already been like
I think it's
20
past
years.
that year. I think it's past
Yeah.
that.
Missed opportunity.
And every time that Valve or does any type of announcement thing, Gaben,
It's like a running theme, though.
yeah, he
a
like
running
will be
joke.
like, oh, there's 3 main things we're gonna talk about today, and everyone's like, they hold their breath for a minute, and he's like, Dota, we're gonna talk about Defense of the Ancients, and we're gonna talk about Hearthstone, and we're gonna talk or whatever the Steam or Valve one is, and then we're gonna talk about the third thing we're gonna talk about is Hearthstone 2. Like just it. The running joke. Sorry, go on. This is now a
Oh,
Steam
no.
and Valve based hangover.
No, that's just... It was good. It's creepy. I love how everything tied in.
What didn't you like, and what would you have done differently? And what advice would you have?
I don't think there was anything I didn't like or anything I really would have done differently. I think that everyone's character is like pretty on point, like we kept the story moving along. a piece of advice that I would give is that sometimes don't afraid to be the person that just makes a random decision to help move things along. Like with me going out to the woods, that probably wasn't like a
I mean, I didn't know. What
smart idea, you know what I mean? But like, it does help. You know, you can find more information out. It does help keep the story interesting, you know, and keeps it moving along. Yeah, that's my advice.
Cool. Gina, what didn't you like?
I don't think there was anything I didn't like.
Yeah. You definitely, I'll say this much, you're definitely more, you have built this utility rogue,
I love it.
and it's just like all like detect thoughts, and like, you used all your spells?
I used a lot of them.
You used a lot of your, and none of them were combat.
No.
Yeah, I think that's interesting, because what we were talking about a few weeks ago is like, when you were in combat, it felt like you kind of were there. Supplemental, where it's like this way, it's different. These guys were just standing around.
Yeah.
What advice would you have regarding playing a rogue, gnome, a tinkerer, creepy place, whatever?
I think leaning into the Tinkerer thing is really fun. I
Yeah.
kind of want to like just go and research other spy gadgets and then just see
Love
what
that.
else I
Just
can
yeah.
make.
Oh yes,
Cool.
I love that.
I hope you're keeping track of them, because I'm
Yeah.
not.
I have secret stabby shoes and dart pack.
I'm so glad you guys are taking notes more often.
I want to know if you're going to
So
end up
much
being
less for me to
Inspector Gadget
remind.
or Iron Man.
Yes.
Go Gadget Iron.
Paper or plastic? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can answer. I just like
Yeah.
eventually at some point you'll be like, not use any of your weapons or spells, and you'll be like, how far away are they? 150 feet? Cool.
Look at my booby traps.
Yeah, right.
Like in the Goonies.
Kate?
Yeah, I should start.
I like almost everything. I'd say the only thing I didn't like is that little prick working behind the counter at Rube's.
No?
No.
I thought it was gonna be the other guy.
I liked the apathetic teen and not this jolly headquarter
Sure.
puppet.
Take whatever you want.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be him again, and
same
just like
guy.
yeah, like just
Rubes
he.
is just a pocket dimension that you
No,
enter every
no, I
time.
thought he would have transferred or so, he was going to transfer or something like that because we kept coming in
I
there.
kind of like that idea of
They
a
really
pocket
did
dimension
nice
franchise that
corporate
no matter where you go, you
opportunities.
just. I'm gonna
I
build that
literally
out.
thought it was going to be the same person.
We should have known when it was like very corporate clear because it's like this one's the roofs by land or sea. I was like, oh, this is
Oh.
ugh.
I just
They're
thought
getting
of it 'cause it
secret
was like
shop
where
on the
you guys were
regular.
going.
It's the Rube's flagship.
Yeah. He's
How'd you
cute.
like Rube? Figuring Rube out.
That's pretty.
I had
That was
that-
like a good callback.
I had that note written down like 4 months ago. There's like a lot of weird notes I have in here that'll eventually show up. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm studying his cutout though, and I'm gonna like change self and walk into a ruse next time.
Ooh,
Oh,
good call.
yes.
That's a good
You
call.
want the
love
deluxe. Well, the punch card's not. Hold on, let me go get my friend.
Forget the deluxe.
No!
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a good idea.
That's a very good idea.
So what do you have any advice regarding ranger stuff, regarding role play, regarding combat, even though there wasn't any of this session? Anything?
Yeah, I would say, just in the spirit of when it's not your preferred scene or setting, right?
Yeah.
Like, my character excels in like violence and or nature.
Mm-hmm.
So like, we were just like talking to a guy today. So like, figure out something for your character that you can do anywhere in your free time, right? It's like my character is currently fixated on becoming all of the dragons. So it's like,
and hammering.
yeah, and meet tornadoes. But like,
And you got three
But,
sidekicks going.
between those three things, though, like put me anywhere, and I can find some way to progress one of those storylines. Like, oh, here's a big
Yeah.
wall of books. Okay, let's see if I can figure out how to make this scale. Like, have something to do in case you're in a scenario where it's like, like in part of the conversation, like I can't jump in and be like, well, tell me about the experiment guy who I just met, right? So like you're driving that. Like, okay, what would my character do? Have something to be like, well, I've been trying to figure out how to become multiple dragons. I'm gonna keep going that way.
What do you expect to happen from that? Is that you wanting something for Kata's character, or is that you learning that with the fun facts that you can kind of manipulate the world, and that Bob wants to push the limit for that?
I think it's both to some degree.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's both. I think it's just like in the vein of the character, that thought occurred. It was like, oh, it'd be cool if you could be all the types of dragons. And then it's just like, why can't you? Can you? I don't know. What's the worst that's gonna happen? Like, yes,
Yeah.
I just got poison eyes because I snorted the crush.
That's fair.
But like, it's probably not gonna kill my character.
Your eye
Probably.
might fall out.
My head?
Your eye.
Oh.
And then a
that could
hag
happen.
might come and
It's
get
just
it.
a throwback.
Duh.
But like, I don't know. We'll just try it. Like,
Cool.
what if
Dope eye patch?
What if at some point I had like a multicolored scale patch on my arm of like every dragon color, and then that does something? I don't know.
Summon them.
Yeah.
If
I
you
don't know.
get
I don't know the answer.
You're like, oh, I want to do fire right now, and you just like push on the red one. Or
Nice.
gold. I don't know.
If you get a sweet eye patch because your eye falls out, you get a bonus to intimidation, but then you get like a demerit anytime you try and like catch anything or throw anything at range.
I like to think at some point I'll just buy an eye patch and wear it with both good eyes. And then anytime I need to be coordinated, I'll just flip it up. But normally I'll just walk around with changing.
Like the
Hold on, I
like the
really need to
pirate
do this.
aspect is like you had an eye patch, so then that way when you needed to go below decks, you would switch it over, and your eye was acclimated to the darkness in the below depth.
Oh, that's weird.
I don't know if that's
Smart.
real. You would know as a
Should
pirate
be.
expert with your 8 coins or whatever.
Piece of debate.
Yeah, sure, man.
The balloons.
Yeah,
What do-
that's first I've heard that, but it
Oh,
does
really?
make a lot of sense. I know that when I wake up at night and I need to turn a light on, I will always cover one eye, like maybe a pirate would.
Huh.
Gina's all looking at me like I'm crazy, but you're also sleeping when this happens.
I'm gonna
so-
get you a sleeping patch for your birthday. Like a nice padded.
Just a 1.
Yeah.
It has like a sleep eyelash
Yeah.
on it.
Or like a crescent moon.
the
okay.
power off
A
button.
bunch of stars. Ooh, the power off button.
The
That'd be
moon
cool.
with like a little sleeping hat.
What? Dan, what did you
Yeah.
not like? And I want you guys, again, I know I've said this, but I want you to actually share. If you didn't like something, share it so that we don't do it again.
Well, yeah.
Um,
I've always-
And we
I've
can
always
learn
liked
and
everything.
move on and evolve with this game.
There's not really like one thing I specifically disliked. I do get sometimes a little bored when it gets into like we ask so many questions, and part of it is like we have to go out and explore and find the answers instead of just being like trying to find the motives of this individual who is mysterious right away.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, half of that is we can go find out and then bring them back what they asked for, and then really get their motives based on their reaction to us either giving them that item or refusing to give it to them, kind of thing. Like, if we refuse to give it to them, do they hire mercenaries to come and try and assassinate us? Do they go, oh, okay, that's cool, I'm just going to murder you now? Or are they like, son of a bitch robbed me and there's nothing I can do about it? You know, there's just different layers to kind of like that NPC character. Or, well, just like saying ATM machine, right?
Yeah, NPC characters.
Like there's those other layers that like we can only ask questions for so long until they kind of like put up a wall and they're like, nope, like
I
gets
think
it,
that's
though?
like you as like that's your character though, is like you're very action oriented, whereas like
about that action, boss.
you do before you think, and like other folks like are trying to like have it be more thoughtful so that it's not like
Yeah, and I don't get it.
Yeah, we were talking about role playing.
Yeah. that's in the role playing like realm. That's like Marxus is very much like a 11-year-old in the van on the way to Disney World. Like, are we there yet? 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 Are we there yet?
No, we get it.
Are we there yet? And then Narnip would yell, "Fucking 20 minutes!" Every single time you ask, it adds another 20 minutes. Like AJ, when we ask, "Are we leveling up?" then he adds another session to when we're leveling up.
It's true.
Which, speaking of which, AJ,
No.
what was your favorite part of the session?
I don't know. I think I liked not. Again, this is kind of like outside of the world, and you guys probably don't remember these conversations anyway. But I really liked not having a set plan for what is happening with like this guy and the experiments and I don't know. So like when you ask about them, I'm like making them up on the fly somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I have some form of a set plan. Like I have like a layout made up of the library. I have the layout spoilers of the lab because I didn't know if you guys were just gonna go walk right in. But I don't have it all like fleshed out, and I would probably just make it up as I go along. But those kinds of small things allow me, especially in my planning, to function better. But also leaves a good amount of room for improvising and for your portion of the storytelling too. So then when you say things like, "I don't think his daughter's alive," maybe that influenced my decisions of whether or not the daughter was alive. Maybe it didn't. Maybe I don't know. You asked me that after we quit our last session, and and you were, I kind of gave you a vague enough response that there's no real answer. But I mean, I knew there wanted to be something. There needed to be some kind of connection for your characters to want to figure this out, and some kind of moral ambiguity going on with his actions, in that you care about a daughter, or you care about whatever's happening, to want to investigate it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm manipulating all of you. That's what
Or
the
are
end of
we
it is.
manipulating you by allowing you to think you're manipulating us?
Nope.
She's a lycanthrope. You said it right away. There's a book on lycanthropy, or vampires, and maybe necromancy.
What is that?
Werewolf.
Werewolf.
Ah.
Werewolves and vampires and necromancers.
Which would make sense why there's nobody in the town, because she probably ate them all.
That's why she's not eating dinner. She's full.
Also,
Or just giving her
I don't
fresh
think werewolves
meat.
eat like, I was imagining like a charcuterie board was out there. Like he's just dropping off like some grapes and some cheeses. Then maybe
That's probably why
like
she's not
maybe
eating
like
it. Food because she
pepperoni.
wants human flesh.
Is that what werewolves eat?
I don't know.
I don't think they eat grapes.
I
don't know. Look in that
They
book.
can't. Grapes aren't good for dogs.
They're not. It's the skin.
Toxic.
They can't digest it. Yeah.
You got it.
Well, he seems like a loving father. He probably ripped the skin off them grapes.
You're right.
Skinny.
We can't digest it.
They can't.
Riveting.
Just so everybody knows, grapes are dangerous for dogs.
Okay, wait a second.
Apples are fine though.
What?
Strawberries are good
Oh,
too.
paranormalschool.com. I was like, the first result says the diet of a werewolf is fairly similar to a wolf living out in the wild. I'm like, what mother of encyclopedia is writing about the werewolf like it's a real thing? Is it?
So,
Yes.
Paranormalschool.com.
does anybody else have any questions or comments regarding the latest episode?
No.
It's your dinosaur fact.
Dino fact.
I don't know if I've said things yet. I don't know. At that point, I'm just
Mark just
reciting.
gave the same
just
fun fact
reciting
for, like,
Jurassic
6 months
Park.
in a row. You're fine.
Yeah.
What was the Jurassic Park thing that I corrected you on upstairs?
Oh, the name of the when you asked us, which was a cool thing, you asked us 4 names. We each had to come up with a name, and you have a cool thing in mind for that.
Yeah, for next week.
I chose Macy, or William H. Macy.
And then we talked about.
His best role is in Jurassic Park 3, where
That's true.
Fargo.
Oh, that's a good one.
William H. Macy?
No.
Shameless.
I do love Shameless.
All right.
Anyway,
telling
go
you.
ahead.
We can talk for hours about how wrong you are because the owner of Kirby Enterprises, and as we find out later, spoiler alert for the third Jurassic Park film, it is actually Kirby Paint and Tile Plus
In Westgate.
in Westgate.
That's the Westgate Mall.
Yes. And I kept saying, yeah, Kirby Paint and Tile Plus when we were on break, and he was like, in Westgate, in Westgate, in Westgate.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out that is where it is located in the Westgate Mall.
It's true.
The plus stands for, I think, kitchen accessories and linoleum or tiling or
I think it's tiling.
Textiles.
well, it's paint and tile.
Tile and plus in Westgate. The plus stands for kitchen and bath.
I think you're right.
Okay.
William H. Macy finished
Kirby's
so
Paint
many-
Tile Plus in
Yeah.
Westgate. Get at us.
Also, William H. Macy. If you ever want to hang out, you seem like a cool dude.
And let's be real. The answer is mystery.
Now,
Oh,
yes,
yes, I forgot he was in that.
now that I'm
The
looking at his
show.
filmography,
Can't
it's
eat hard
definitely,
boiled
it's definitely
Oh
Marmaduke.
my god.
Oh, Down Periscope is a
All right.
classic.
Oh,
though,
Down
man.
Periscope was
Thank
so
you all
good.
very much for tuning in.
Mr. Holland's Opus.
Oh, I love that one.
Thank you all very much for tuning in.
It's so
Kick
good.
ass.
Dan, we will see you all next week. Please check us out. We'll be back here on Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time for some cool, creepy stuff that we have planned next week. So that'll be kind of fun. That should be fun. I don't know. I'm a little nervous about it, but it's not your normal stuff. We're
Will
gonna
be
kind of
great.
play a little like a little slasher movie scene kind of thing. So it'll be exciting. Perfect for October creepy times. All right. Well, thank you all very much again. Have a great week, and we will see you then.
Bye.
Bye.